So your clairsentience is the ability to feel energy. If your clairaudience is your psychic ears, and your clairvoyance is your psychic eyes, clairsentience as your psychic skin. And you can feel other people's emotions. You can feel into the energy of a situation. You get that gut feeling. You know, it's like it's in your solar. It's also known as clairempathy. And empath is the popular term for someone who has strong clairsentience. Well, one of the big jobs that your solar plexus chakra has is to protect you, is to keep you safe. And it's also, we're going to talk about your energetic umbilical cord, which I'm going to refer to as the solar cord. So, and just a reminder, like what the umbilical cord is, what the placenta is. Your umbilical cord, when you're a baby in the womb, your umbilical cord, it has two arteries, one that delivers oxygen and nutrients from the mother through the cord. So one that nourishes you, an artery that nourishes you, and then an artery that removes waste. And this is important because remember when we did the clairvoyance, there's everything in the physical is really just an expression of the energetic. So you also have the solar umbilical cord. And when you're born, what you end up having is you still have the cord when you're born. Coming from your navel area, your solar plexus, but now it's energetic. And this is your solar cord. So your clairsentience is your ability to read the energy of people, places, things with your solar cord. The main part of it has two arteries, right? One to draw in nourishing energies and one to release toxic energies. The third layer of your aura becomes your placenta in its way, right? And ideally, your solar cord will form 10 connections in to the third layer of your aura. And that's how you're feeling energy from all around you. But after you were born, the world becomes your mother. The world is like you're receiving your nourishment from food now, from the nutrients in food, right? The sunlight, all that you need for sustenance is coming from your environment, the world. Your third layer is like your placenta, because your third layer is taking that and assimilating it on the psychic spiritual energy of it. And your solar plexus powers your third layer, but it also receives power from your third layer. So it's just like it's like your self-recharging battery. Your solar plexus also powers your vitality, your energy, your power. It's absorbing that. And you're connecting into your third layer with your solar cord and drawing in that nourishing earth energy. And also, physiologically, the nutrients that you get from your diet. And there are 10 connections that your solar cord makes. 5 in the front, 5 in the back to your third layer. But it forms your energetic self-reliance. And that's your clairsentience, is your connection to your third layer. You're drawing in the nourishing energy from the world, sunlight, oxygen, spiritual energy. And then you're releasing energetic toxins through, right? Because remember the two arteries into your third layer? So you can ground it into the earth. And that's why I'm was saying earlier, we got to make sure we're bringing we're grounding from the navel down. Because we're going to capture that third layer and capture what's in the solar that needs to be released, that needs to be grounded. It's very much the function of the solar plexus is to keep you safe and to keep your energetic body safe. And it does this by reading the environment and alerting you to any potential threats. And people who are really good empaths grew up in an environment where there was a volatile family member or an abusive family member. Because what you learn? You learned to use your clairsentience. You learned to read the person. Are they going to have an episode? Are they going to blow up? Am I safe? Am I safe? Right? We all know this. Or if you've been in an abusive relationship, you really developed your clairsentience. Your empaths are very powerful. Empaths have often had that experience. And these are functions of clairsentience. But theirs can be a disrupted connection. And this happens when your solar cords don't achieve all 10 connections to the third layer. And you think of attachment theory. So if you have overbearing parents, they're gonna basically hijack the child's solar cord and cord to the child's solar to control them. This interrupting with that child's normal process of connecting their solar cord into their third layer for their energetic self-reliance. Neglectful parents, they don't provide the support or the modeling for the child to feel safe and self-reliant, for the child to be able to form that connection for themselves. And that's very disempowering, of course, right? But we all go through this. And I was asking the angels, like between 8 and 10 are disconnected for most people. So we're going through life without even being connected into our third layer. When your cords aren't in with your third layer, they're out. Other people are connecting to them. If you're a disconnected empath and you have all these cords that are not connected into your third layer, you're going to feel a lack of connection from yourself. So you're going to look for it in others. You're going to put out your solar cords to read if people are safe. You're putting them out though. They're not like here. And then if it comes in, you register the information. They're out searching and looking for that missing connection that they were never able to form for themselves, and seeking an energy source. Because if the cord was hijacked from the parent, they programmed you that you need to be connected to a person to have that source of energy that you need. Because ideally, your third layer is gathering up that solar energy, that life force energy from nature, from all of those healthy spiritual sources, and then it's providing it to you, right, through your solar cords. But if you're not connected into your third layer, how are you getting that nourishment? You're looking for nourishment from others, from other people's, and end up connecting to other people's solar cords too. A disconnected empath will cord a person to get energetic information from them. And I call these feeler cords. I call them feeler cords in my book, because what are you doing? You're feeling into it. Like you want to get information. So you're putting out that feeler cord. But what you're doing with a feeler cord is a solar cord. Do they love me? Like putting out that cord, right? Do they love me? You're feeling into that person's like, are they mad at me? Right? What are they thinking about me? Like cording in. Are they going to yell at me? Right? Keep you safe. Like what's the status here? But what ends up happening is they end up absorbing more than the energy information they're seeking. And I went through this. With a man who had extreme PTSD. A lot of the person's emotional energy and blocks and any invasive energies, any invasive spirits, that are on the person, they now have a route in to the empath energy via that solar cord, right? Like for me, for example, I was in a relationship with a man who had a lot of emotional imbalance and severe PTSD. And whenever I would court him to see, like, well, what's the status here? I would download all of his insecurity, all of his pain, all of his anger, and then all the entities that are hanging out on him. Well, I've got him courted, so now they have a weight into my energy too. And I really struggled with that. And it happens to all of us. So just to give you a visual understanding. So we've got a couple here. We've got Jane and John. Okay. They're in an argument. They're in a relationship and they're in an argument. So what's going to happen? Jane puts out her feeler cord over to John to see what he's feeling. It's like, oh my God, is this it? Are we over? Like, is he still mad at me, or is he going to apologize, or what's going to happen here, right? But she wants to know what he's feeling. So she puts out her feeler cord to feel and find out what he's feeling. Well, he's feeling fear and confusion. That's what John is feeling. And she lands on that fear and confusion energy with her cord. But the only way she's going to really she brings it in. She ends up absorbing all that fear and confusion energy. Well, now, guess what? John feels better. He doesn't have that fear and confusion anymore. Why? Because she took it. And now she has all of her fear and confusion and all of his fear and confusion. And just think of her feeler cord like a vacuum hose, just like sucking up all of his emotional energy. And what's really interesting about this is, and I would go through this too, is I would feel gaslit because I would be like, you're feeling like this. And he'd be like, no, but I'm not. I'm like, but I know you are because I'm feeling it. And I realize like he's not feeling it because I'm doing the feeling work for him. I was wrong in the sense that no, he didn't feel that way but he did feel that way. But then I took it and then he wasn't feeling that way anymore. But you see how that'll happen? And you end up, and empaths will collect and collect and collect and collect and collect and collect and collect everybody's emotional energy with this. And then, like, what's going to happen? The empath's now processing all this emotional energy from the person they put their solar cord out to. And then they have to deal with that person's invasive spirits if they got any, which they probably do, because invasive spirits are always drawn to negative energy, emotions. And the clairsentience is overwhelmed by everyone's emotional energy. And the disconnected empath can branch their solar cords to multiple people. So there's a lot of emotional energy coming in. Like you have 10 solar cords. That's a lot of people that can be. And sometimes they'll like, even branch out further. But subconsciously, they're just seeking that perfect connection. And then, of course, even the ideal perfect connection is going to be to your third layer. That's when you're fully empowered. That's when you're fully empowered. So on some subconscious level, it's like there's something missing and we're looking for it in others. And I know that's so cliche. Everybody says, oh, don't look outside yourself, look within yourself. Well, here's the blueprint, the framework for actually achieving that, right? So a disconnected empath is going to have a weak third layer of their aura because if you don't have your connections, your solar can't power your third layer very good. And your third layer protects you. It protects you from any invasive, harmful energies. It's like your security system for your aura. And so without that, you're easily manipulated and controlled by others. And this will happen too. You'll dispose of the energetic toxins in other people because you can't put it in your third layer. That's not working. Because remember, we've got the two routes. We've got the route with the nourishing energy coming in, but then you need the route for the toxic energy to go out, which ideally you would just ground that out in a healthy functioning system. But when that gets hijacked or disrupted or disconnected, then you're drawing energy in from people, but then also disposing of that toxic energy in people. And I call people who do this dumpers, like in my book, but to be fair, it's just a result of disconnected solar cord. So energy vampires, just the person with solar cord trying to get their energy nourished, right, from other people. On an energetic psychic level, they know that, okay, their third layer is weak because they don't have the energetic support nourishment to strengthen it because it's not coming from their solar. So they're trying to outsource it from other people. That's what an energy vampire is. But everybody has experienced this at some point in their life. And the dumpers, right? They dispose of their unwanted emotional energy. Like, I don't want this. You take it. I don't want my insecurity. You take it. I don't want my anger. You take it. And empaths are just so happy to just absorb it. Because what's an empath doing? An empath is like, well, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. The burdened empath, like, absorbs and carries everyone's emotional energy and might even believe it to be their own. And the codependent, you feel everybody's negative emotions. And so you don't want to. So you do everything you can to avoid having to feel the person's negative emotional energy coming in at you. Like, so their solar cord coming in, connecting to one of your solar cords and just dumping in all of their negative energy. Like, nobody wants that. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. And that results in the people pleasing so that you don't have to go through it. So a burdened empath, the one that's just like so happy to take on other people's stuff to help, it's coming from a beautiful place. They're just untrained. But they will often end up with a disconnected empath. So the disconnected empath, the one that's just like, oh, I've got all these cords going everywhere. I don't know where they need to go. I got all this energy I need to dump. Right. And then the burdened empath's like, well, let me just take on everybody's stuff. And they come together. And very often it can create energetic addiction. Right? Because they become reliant on each other. They become reliant on each other because they really do need each other psychically. or they need to disconnect and like get reconnected to their third layer so they're in there, they're independent and self-reliant energetically and psychically without having to rely on others. But they feel psychically stuck to each other because they are. And I've gone through this too. It was really, really hard. Those relationships that you just like cannot get away from. There is a solar cord. There is a solar cord that got formed. Healers and psychics will use feeler cords. And if they're gathering information through a feeler cord with like this is harmful. It's harmful for the psychic healer or the healer, and it's harmful for the person that they're doing it to. I had a client come to me when I first launched Star Solaris Reiki in Las Cruces, and she had said to me that she had gotten Reiki training from a Reiki master. She was actually, at the time, the woman that she had gotten her Reiki training from was the most well-respected and popular Reiki master in Las Cruces. And she had told me, you know, I got the Reiki training from this woman, and I just feel like I still feel her. I feel like I still feel her. Like I can't really explain it any other way, she said to me. The woman who gave her Reiki training had courted her. And that is why she still felt her. And in the beginning, when you're first learning healing, it is really, really common to use your solar cords to read energy. That's the way that you know to read energy, and that's just really easy to do. But there's a cleaner way of doing it. You just want to make sure that you're reconnected and you can read the energy that way. It's bad for the healer too, because you don't want to have that 24/7 psychic access to the people that you've provided healing to or reading to or anybody. This right here is why I'm really passionate about why people should be healing themselves or teaching healers, so that because this right here can cause a lot of trouble. And I went through it. That's what I'm saying. Like I learned from my mistakes, and I'm humble enough to share with you that I learned from my mistakes and how I experienced this firsthand. So I can confidently tell you, like, this is a thing and this happens. And if you're not trying to cord to them, they're trying to cord to you, you know, subconsciously. It's not a conscious thing. But at one point in my practice, I had like hundreds of clients. So it's like, according to me, that I had to really do a lot of deep work and building up my psychic boundaries. And your solar cords to your third layer, that is like the ultimate psychic boundary right there. I just want to mention that. Okay. Forceful cords are something that we have to talk about too, because let's say that somebody really wants to form a solar connection with you. They have a disconnected solar cord, and that's the one that they're using to try to form a connection to you, but they're forceful about it. And you'll know when you're doing it, because you'll feel that like desperate. If you're desperate for someone or you're desperate for something, right? You're going to put out a solar cord that becomes forceful. And now that brings us into like love triangles, or, oh my God, like it's so hard to date new because, and like one of our sisters before, she asked me one time, she's like, is there ever an instance where a guy doesn't have a bunch of cords from an ex? Because it's, you know, you start dating someone new and they're just corded up to high heaven from their ex or their baby mama or their parents or their friends, and there's no room for you. There's no room for you. And you're trying, and it can make us feel really insecure when they don't have space to form a new connection with you. But it's really just the solar cords thing. But like, yeah, an ex or a family member could be dominating the solar cords of your new relationship, preventing them from forming a closeness to you. So, you know, somebody has to have that energetic availability. It's called emotional availability. Well, what about an energetic availability? Like, right? And a controlling person will try to take over your own solar to third layer connections so they can dominate your existence. And I've experienced this also multiple times. Someone seeking your attention or your energy. So this is somebody who just wants your attention. Somebody who just wants your energy. They might try to force their way into your energy on a psychic level and replace your own solar connections with their own. And it just comes from them, again, like I said in the beginning, maybe they didn't get to have that healthy forming for themselves. So then they're seeking it in others. And so it results in them having these behaviors. And we've all done it. We've all been there. Again, there's no shame. There's no judgment. We've all been there, but once you become aware of it, then you're like, oh, cool, I can reconnect my solar cords to my third layer, and I don't have to experience this anymore. Nobody comes into this world, into a perfect environment with perfect parents, with perfect spiritual awareness of what's taking place, right? But this is where your clairsentience can be a burden. So this is what it looks like when you're fully connected to your solar power. Toxic people are not going to phase you, and they won't be drawn to you, because toxic people, or people who have like those solar cords, who are out there looking for, disconnected cords so they can form. They're looking. It's all taking place on like a psychic, subconscious level. If you don't have any available, they're not even going to bother with you, because they know. They know there's no way in. There's no way in. And you will feel an aversion to those who have forceful cords, and you'll keep your interactions with them to minimum, because on a psychic level, you're just automatically, instinctively protecting your psychic space. You're achieving strong psychic boundaries. You'll have more energy. You'll have a connection to yourself and your power. And you'll be able to read other people's energy without being burdened by it. And you'll have the capacity to recognize your own energy more easily, because if you've got energy, of course, all going everywhere, and it's reading everybody else's energy, it's just too distracting. And what clear clairsentience looks like. True empathy is the ability to feel what someone else is feeling, but without taking it on. You like, okay, I feel what you're feeling, but I don't have to absorb it. And the ability to read a person's emotional state without feeling the need to fix it, like that codependent stuff, like the feeling the need to fix. And I speak from experience here. I was a codependent healer for like a lot of years, where I was like, I just want to fix everything for everybody because I can, and I love everybody. I just want to do my part. And but that wasn't healthy for me, and it wasn't healthy for others, because if I'm doing it for them, they're not learning to do it for themselves. You can utilize your senses to detect areas of blockage in your energetic body for the purpose of healing for yourself and for others. And you can register if a person or an energy is potentially harmful a lot more easily too. So these are 3 ways that you can strengthen your clairsentience. Releasing. This is a big one. Like a lot of times, I know empaths, we struggle with this. It's like we form these solar connections to people. We don't want to let them go. We don't want to let them go. But when you realize that if you let go of something on a psychic level, then it's easier to maintain something healthy in the physical. Your solar is your sun, like solar sun. My middle name is Solaris. That's why I named my practice Star Slayers. And, I have a very close relationship to the sun. I'm named after the sun. Sunlight is really powerful, and it will power up your third layer of your aura. And if you're connected into your third layer of your aura, then you're going to be able to assimilate that energy. And like you even see it physiologically, right? Like how vitamin D and then more. There are gemstones that support your clairsentience, tiger's eye, citrine quartz, any golden or yellow colored stone is going to support you. Just let yourself be guided. And the 3 main blocks to the solar plexus chakra are cords from other people, emotional blocks, and your dietary lifestyle. Because again, like it's your digestive. So foods you eat and the energies in the foods that you eat are going to be affecting your solar plexus chakra. I had a case with a girl who came to me. She's called to schedule with me. She's like, I don't know what's wrong. Something's wrong. She was a yoga instructor. Beautiful, beautiful girl. And she had just had a session with me like maybe a week or 2 ago, but prior to that, she comes in and I'm pulling these things out of her solar plexus. She's like, I got anxiety. I'm pulling these things out of her solar plexus chakra that looked like fish eggs. They looked like fish eggs. And I'm like, what is this? I was like clearing it all out. And I was like, do you like sushi? She's like, oh, I love sushi. I eat a lot of sushi. Well, I'm pulling a bunch of fish egg energies out of your solar plexus chakra. There's a lot of instances. I could tell you a billion stories, but just as an example, that was attachments, parasites. You get parasites eating sushi. Anyway, just saying. You can inherit past life blocks into your solar plexus from previous lifetimes. But you can also, have past power to your solar plexus and have a highly developed solar plexus from your parents' past lifetimes, ancestral. Okay. So here is a visual representation of your solar plexus chakra as a healthy and active and beautiful solar plexus. It's clear, it's functioning optimally, receiving clear intuitive information from the environment, from relationships. And then here's an example of a blocked, right? Energetic cords still there from an egg, fear blocks from people who are manipulative. Don't do this. Don't really, and you absorb it. Low frequency food really collects in the solar plexus chakra. I mean, if a cow lives its life, and we all know how bad food production is, a cow or chicken, an animal lives its life in confinement and torture and abuse and illness and sickness and sadness. And it has that, of course, it's going to have entities and attachments on it, right? Of course it is. Of course it is. And just attachments are drawn to that. When you kill the animal, when you eat the animal, you're absorbing all that energy. It's sitting in your solar plexus chakra. I am against the production of it. Be mindful of your food because it will collect in your solar. Okay. So some symptoms of a damaged solar plexus chakra: fatigue, because your solar, that's your light, that's your power, that's your sun. So if you're tired, the solar needs some love. Digestive issues, solar needs some love. If you're feeling a lack of motivation, lack of self-discipline, solar plexus, right? That's your power. If you're feeling that sense of disconnection, from yourself, back pain, it's going to be on the other side. If that part of your back hurts, on the other side of your navel, right? That hurts. The backside of your solar plexus is blocked. Victimhood, feeling like a victim. If you have all your cords are out and no connections and you don't have your own and other people are just coming along, connecting to them and you're their whatever plaything, you are a victim. Yeah, but you don't have to be. You don't have to be. Disconnect from that and reconnect to your own power. And low self-confidence will result from that too. So those are some symptoms. Let's repair our solar cord connection. But just a reminder, your energy responds instantly to your direction. You just need strategy and a means to communicate with it. And as we go through the solar plexus reconnect, and of course, here's the caveats. I have just remembering that all chakras need each other for optimum function, and the meridians exchange energy too. So unless all that's healed, you're not going to get the most out of it, but we can still isolate the healing to the solar plexus and still a good start. And then reconnecting your solar cords, that's big. But I do have to put out this additional caveat, and the angels reminded me over and over to add this slide because this happens. And I've seen this right from the start of my practice. You remove a person's cord from you or solar connection to you, you will hear from them quick. Sometimes their phone will be ringing in session because these people in your life who are so psychically accustomed to their connection to you, their spiritual, energetic, psychic connection to you, they're reliant on that. You disconnect that. They're going to want to reform it. They're going to want to reestablish their position in your energy. You might even hear from people you haven't heard from in years, especially doing this one. When they do seek to reestablish their connection to you, just now's your opportunity to let it be formed in a healthy way. And once you're reconnected, don't let them force you out of your own connection to your third layer. Hold your power. It's your opportunity to hold your power. And don't feel bad if they do reconnect. It's just, you're just going to get into this rhythm of recognizing hey, is this going on? Okay, maybe I need to disconnect from that, reconnect to myself, and then tune in to see if you shift and feel better and more in your power after you do. And then that's really what this energy work is about, right? Identifying when it's happening and then knowing what to do when it does, right? Okay, here we go. For solar cord 1, we're going to now do the first solar cord reconnection. And we're going to use, I'm going to have us do the quantum instruction, but also go ahead and see if you can scan for your solar cord and where it should be connected. Because when I was doing this morning, I was like, okay, one, I see one, okay, it's connected in, that's good. But then I would get to one where there would be, it would just sort of be like sort of flopping around. Like, oh, bring it back, connect in. But then I would bring one back and then it couldn't connect in because there was such an accumulation of dense energy in the third layer where it was trying to connect into that it couldn't connect. So I'm like, oh, I got to clear that energy. And some of it was emotional energy. I'm feeling emotional release as I'm clearing it. But what I noticed was once I cleared that energy off the third layer, it just boom, reconnected all on its own. And then it's like it's trying to find its way. It knows where it needs to go, that energy form. No, but it can't if there's a lot of energetic accumulation in dense energetic debris and buildup, right? You clean that off and then it, okay. So just keeping that in mind. So as we go through and we're doing the quantum instruction, also scan, just ask the question to your energy, where is my first cord? Where's my first solar cord? Is it here? Is it out? Is there a blockage in my third layer where it should be connecting into? And then working that. So we're going to be doing this all simultaneously. Deep breath into your nose, out through your mouth. This, we're doing our, right, the governing meridian, and you're communicating to your governing meridian. The intention, the instruction is to clear all outside connections to your first solar cord. That's your quantum instruction to your energetic body. To clear all outside connections to your first solar cord. That aren't serving you in your greatest and highest, right? Any outside damaging connection. So again, clearing all outside connections to your first solar cord. And then you're going to look and direct your first solar cord to reform to your third layer where it needs to be. And if you suspect that there is any blockage in that area of your third layer, you can clean it off, bringing that divine healing energy to clean it off. And then reform it. I'm checking everybody. Yeah. Some of your cords are going to be they're already there, but some of them aren't. It's just going to, as we go through these, you'll notice different things, right? We'll go to the next one. Your second solar cord. Your quantum instruction to clear all outside connections to solar cord 2. Clearing all outside connections to solar cord 2 or obstructions to solar cord 2. Okay. Clearing any energy blocks on your third layer that are preventing your solar cord 2 from connecting in. There we go. Okay, solar cord 2. I got thumbs up. Let's go to solar cord 3. Okay, quantum instruction along your governing meridian to clear all outside connections to your third solar cord solar cord 3. Angels are telling me to burn some gardenia. Okay, I will. I'm gonna get, if I can find a piece that's not so big. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay, all outside connections to solar cord 3. Okay. And now instructing your solar cord to reconnect to your third layer. Okay. And clearing any blocks that may be preventing it from doing so. And if you feel like it's not really connecting in, it's like the intention is to clear the block, ask your angels for help. Okay. There you go. Solar cord 4. Running your fingers over your governing meridian with the intention, quantum instruction, clear all outside connections to your solar cord 4. Okay. Clearing all outside connections to solar cord 4. And now instructing your solar cord to reconnect to your third layer. Clearing any obstructions that may be preventing you from reconnecting your solar cord to your third layer. Here we go. Solar cord 5. Running your fingers over your governing meridian with intention. Look, we're halfway through. It's wonderful. Doing good, doing good, doing good. To clear all outside connections to your solar cord 5. Clear all outside connections to my solar cord 5. Clear all outside connections. Release, release. I'm using the word clear, but release is good too, because like sometimes we're behind the holding on too. So like release, I release and clear all outside connections to my solar cord 5. Okay. And I'm getting so hungry, and that's a good sign if your stomach's like because you're having more power into your digestion. That's good. That's what you want. That's a physiological indicator. Okay. Instructing your solar cord to reconnect to your solar cord 5 to reconnect to your third layer. Okay, I want to stretch. Just keep going with it. Good job. Now for 6, running your fingers over your governing meridian with their intention. We're going to release and clear all outside connections to solar cord 6. And then this is a big one. The angels are saying, this is a very big one, an important one. The 6th solar cord. Okay. Instructing your solar cord to reconnect to your third layer. And then clearing any debris or blockage. I should have probably added that as a step, like make sure that it's a clear third layer. But that's okay. The angels are saying that they're helping and you're all doing good. Okay. Alrighty. Solar cord 7. Releasing and clearing all outside connections to solar cord 7. Okay. Clearing any blockages in your third layer where your solar cord 7 connects. And then your solar cord will reconnect just automatically. Checking everybody. There we go. Okay. Solar cord 8. Running your fingers over your governing meridian, releasing and clearing all outside connections to solar cord 8. And then instructing your solar cord to reconnect to your third layer. This one, when I look at you guys in astral, this one, it does look like a lot of people have people on this one. It's 8 is the one that a lot of people, I had to clear a lot of people on mine this morning. So it's like, good job, everybody. You're all doing a really good job. Like, that was so awesome. Okay. Solar cord 9. Running your fingers over your governing meridian with intention to clear all outside connections and release all outside connections, clear all outside connections to your solar cord 9. And then instructing your solar cord to reconnect to your third layer and clearing any blockage that's preventing it. There we go. It's cool too to see you all in astral because you're all just getting so much brighter. Yeah, you're brighter. Of course they're going to be brighter. This is your sun. This is your light. This is your light, right? This is your light. Like, you're a star. You are a star. Like, there's your solar star, sun, star. It's a star. Like, your star essence is shining brighter because it can now. Running your fingers over your governing meridian with intention to clear all outside connections to your solar cord 10. And releasing anything, and then directing your solar cord. So when I look at you, some of your cords are like they're kind of like it's like if they filled up with a lot of stuff, so they're kind of sad cords. So like cleaning out the cords. You're cleaning your solar cord. Clean your solar cord. Especially this 10. Looks like I see a lot of you have they got dirty from all the emotional energy that had been funneling, that had been absorbing from other people or funneling in from other people. It's just the residue of that is still in these cords. So just like cleaning out so that there we go. There we go. Okay, beautiful. All right. Your angels are giving you applause because you all did really good with that one. Now we're going to do some solar plexus chakra healing. Remembering that this is just a reminder. Here's the front and back side. So we're going to use this image to represent your solar plexus chakra. First, we're going to ask, are there any entities or attachments targeting your solar plexus chakra? And it's good that we're doing this after the solar cord clearing, because if there are entities and attachments around and like those solar cords, angels, please clear any entities and attachments that are targeting me through any of those solar cords that are reconnected or that are targeting my solar plexus chakra, front, center, and back. Angels, please clear all entities and attachments that are targeting my solar plexus chakra, or that were coming through any of these solar cords that are, it's like if your door was always open and the neighbor dogs used to being able to just always run inside of your house. And then one day you shut the door, the dog's going to be outside the door. Like, hey, I'm used to being able to run in your house. I'm going to wait for you to open the door so I can run in your house. No, no, no. The dog doesn't even need to be outside your door. The dog needs to go. Okay, so again, we really want to make sure we get as many of these entities and attachments just cleared. Thank you, Angel. Okay. It's an image of that's representing what one might look like, requesting of your angels to just clear them. Now asking, do you have any cords? So looking at your funnel, do you have any cords? So, but remember, like just you're going to see what you're at readiness to clear. Any energy blocks, right? Looking for the blocks in your funnel. I'm going to look at my funnel. My funnel, okay, my funnel representing my solar plexus chakra. When I scanned it this morning, I was like, ooh, it needs some love. It looks better, but when I look inside, I do still see some energetic blockage accumulation, like on one side especially. So just just pulling that out or bringing some healing energy into that and pulling it out. Okay. 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 Clearing so some healing energy to your funnel. I'm like trying, wait, wrong way. There we go. Healing energy to your funnel. And requesting of your angels to come in and help you with those blocks too. Yeah, I just like when I do that with mine, I get a sense that like the residue, the rest that I wasn't able to get is now starting to just dissipate and dissolve, disintegrate. Okay. Now we're going to look for damage. And this is an important one, right? Let's really look for some damage. Remembering you clear all the obstructions and all the debris out of the way, the damage should resolve itself pretty quickly and easily. Okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I feel like mine expanded too, like once I cleared off the damage. And you will feel a shift in your power as you really do this work. You're just going to feel like you just get stronger. You get stronger psychically, physically, you just get stronger mentally, presence, your authority, it just amplifies. There we go. I'm getting a thumbs up for this. Checking you. There we go. I'm bringing in that divine healing energy to repair the damage in your solar plexus chakra, and then requesting of the angels to assist you as well. Okay. And then calibrate, right? Calibrate by changing your color of yellow to the one that you love the most. Okay, so that was the healing for the solar plexus chakra, approaching it in visualization as an image of an object, right? But really your chakras are more like a dimensional landscape, or it's right, an access point, a dimensional access point. So the best way to heal your chakras is through interacting with them in such a way that recognizes that they are a dimensional access point and using the sacred language of symbolism.